We're going. Welcome everyone to Idle Click Podcast episode 5, I think, the long-awaited episode. We got a little light on our cast this time because two people haven't even seen the movie yet. One person's working and the other one's on his way. So we got a special guest in the middle, actually. You got Parker, my friend Parker. Give him a little
How's it
wave.
going?
Why don't you just take the second to tell us a little bit about yourself, Parker?
Um, just a regular average Joe, 22 years old. Met Jordan playing some Counter-Strike and found out he plays RuneScape too. It's pretty cool. Played RuneScape for a long time, since I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And I still dabble here and there. And he asked me the other day, like, come on a podcast, talk about Infinity War. And I was like, you know what? Sounds great. Let's do it. So here I am, and that's all you get to know about me for now.
Oof, so mysterious.
It's the internet.
All right, so I think I think we should wait for Tyler to jump into like the meat of Infinity War. So just to get us like back into like thinking about awesome things again, I recently watched some videos about 5G. I don't know if what you guys know about it. Um, Obviously, this is going to be completely different than Infinity War, but I thought it was really cool. And while we wait for Tyler, figured I'd just bring it up a little bit. 5G being the next generation to 4G, and just I watched the videos about how much faster it's going to be, and I thought that was insane. Literally, it's going to be 10 times as fast as 4G, and I just got super hyped for it. And I don't know why I brought that up, mainly just as a time killer because Tyler's going to be home in like 14 minutes. And I
Question about that. Is that gonna charge? Are data companies gonna charge you more like cell phone companies? Or is it just gonna be the new standard instead of 4G, it's 5G?
I mean, it'll probably be similar to like when they moved from 3G to 4G. At the start, it will be like the premium, and then as it like becomes more like readily available, will be the standard. Just like the insane amount of like the speed of it. What I'm hoping happens is like they increase the speed of cell phones, and that what will happen with that is they'll increase the speed of like internet as well. Because like just as of right now, it's gonna be like 10 times faster. The latency is gonna be 1 millisecond. You're gonna be able to download like 10 gig, like an entire HD movie in like seconds. It's gonna be like ridiculous. And the reason they're doing it obviously is like self-driving cars and all these other things, and they're increasing the spectrum to which um, how many devices can be on the like network at one time. Because I don't know what you guys. I just know a little bit about this from what I watched. Right now, there's like a small. It's like gigahertz. It's like a small area that every device goes into on this frequency. And with this 5G coming out, they're opening it to it's like called millifrequencies or millihertz, and it's going to be a much larger spectrum for devices to go into. It's like a lot less stable. It can't go through things as much. So they have to create technologies that can like allow it to get through that. Um. So yeah.
So that just makes me think like, I mean, I wasn't even playing video games when broadband was out, but I've heard from people how like you'd sneak in the middle of the night and then hope that the sound of the internet revving up didn't wake up your parents, and
Are
like
you talking about
you would hope,
dial-up? Oh, we lost her
yeah,
again.
like dial up. So like the thing with that, just it's like scary to think about how like right now you might sit in front of your computer for like 20 minutes waiting on like a 10 gigabyte download or something like that, like on your Ethernet connection. But like maybe at some point in the future, like your car has like a self update, and while you're driving on 5G or whatever G they're at that point, it's like it does the 10 gigabyte or 100 gigabyte update in seconds. And it's just like it's scary to think like how technology advances and how like society is advanced with it. And it's like almost frightening to think of like what we're headed towards, but also like really cool to think about because like a lot of really badass stuff is going to come out because of how the internet progresses and how technology advances in general. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can't really let the thought of bad things happening stop advancement. Like if
Oh, I'm not saying stop at all. I'm
oh
just
yeah yeah
saying
yeah
like
I'm
it's a little
like
scary, but it's gonna be sweet.
yeah yeah scary things can happen obviously, but like scary things could happen when trying to make the light bulb too. But if if that would have like been a thought in the mind of it would not have maybe came to fruition. So
Oh, I see.
um, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like obviously with self-driving cars, it can be scary because an update could like maybe throw it off. I don't know. I just like the advancement of technology, and I figured I think because the big thing right now is two of the big phone companies are like merging and they're working on their 5G networks. Um, and I looked up like what Verizon was doing, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have 5G in the works too." And I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait for that," because as of right now, 5G would be like way faster than my home internet even. So like if it got to that point, it'd be like maybe viable to play on like a home hotspot over my home internet and just use my 5G. But
So the other thing about that is like, how will this affect your at-home internet speeds?
that's what I'm hoping that at home internet is like can use some of these technologies that 5G is using to increase as well. I know with like 5G they said that they're gonna like make these like um little things that they can like with drones drop in stadiums to help like because obviously with 4G when they're really close to each other like that, that's what like slows it down. There's so many of devices connected in that small range on the device scale. That's what like why you're at a stadium, why it gets so slow. They're just so clustered
I
together.
see.
Obviously, like when 5G would come out, it would open up, and they would also put these like drones would carry these things and drop it like in the stadium. So then like it spreads out like they're like mini towers almost. So it like spreads it out and like allows stadiums to be not as slow.
That'd be awesome. Is Ashley back?
She's on her desktop.
Can you hear me?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes we can.
Okay, perfect.
So ignore that Snapchat. She's on her.
Sorry.
Yeah, we sh- I sh- Parker didn't have a webcam either before like
30
10,
minutes ago.
30 minutes ago, and I sent him to Walmart to get a $25 webcam, and I paid for 15 until he can hit me back. So I should have sent you
Bought
too.
you back. Funds are tight. Dude, the time my paycheck comes in is so awkward because it's like I get paid on the 22nd, the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, depending on when the Friday is.
Hmm.
And it sucks because like all my bills are paid on the first. So like 75% of my money is gone, and then it's like I use the rest of the money just through the month. And I like obviously I want to save. I'm like 22 years old and I have maybe like $400 in savings. So it's like the second anything bad happens, like I'm in debt. So like that's scary, but I also like want to live my life and like
Right.
be a young kid. So I'm like I'm fighting like this different battle right now of like, hey, save money or like, nah, fuck that. Like you're only young once, like go spend some money. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
I'm struggling right now. It's my girlfriend's birthday coming up soon. I gotta get her a little something something. So
Go visit her.
I am next week. First
Oh.
first time in 6 months. So that's
Whoa,
where.
that wasn't 6 months ago that you went to Colorado with her, was it?
Oh shit! I totally forgot about the Colorado trip. It has been like 3 months maybe. It's been like three
Oh,
months.
damn. The longest Connor and I haven't seen each other was 6 months, and it was horrible.
Yeah, it sucks. So
Oh
like
my
right now we're
god.
just like for like since like day 20 I've been like counting down the days and we're at like 8 right now. So I'm like
Aw.
I'm getting excited. So I know like and my flight is at like 5:45 a.m. on next Friday and I know Thursday night like I'm not gonna be able to sleep. So I already have it planned out. I'm gonna do like a 12-hour or like a 10-hour 11-hour stream and just stay up and then just go get on my flight and then sleep on the because it'll be like 4 or 5 hours total in flights. I'll
Hmm.
leave at 5 a.m. and I'll get to DC around 1 p.m. So I'll be able to sleep and then once I like see her I'll be energized and shit. So
Aw. I'm
Uh,
happy for you guys.
Watching the chat of our podcast, I see Michael is in it, and just said cute.
fresh sir. Oh yeah, I sent him a what's it called? I
You
sent
could host the
Discord.
podcast too if you want from your Twitch. If you do
How
like
would I
go to
how would I
your
do
go to your
such thing?
Twitch and then type slash
All right,
host idle click.
in the chat.
Yeah,
Do I do space after host?
yeah.
Awesome.
Parks
Host.
NPC is now hosting with
Nice.
one viewer.
Can I keep can I just keep my stream up hosting or do you want me to go back to
If you go back to ours, it will do a viewer, but it's up to whatever you want, obviously.
Hi, baby.
go
What
on
time is it
host?
now? Got about
Maybe
5
maybe
minutes before Tyler should be Tyler should be on. If anyone has any burning topics, uh,
Mm,
Those of you who have not gone to a chiropractor, go. That's
dude,
amazing.
not a chiropractor, but I got my first full body massage the other week, and it was life changing.
Your first one? Oh my gosh, I get them all the time. It's
Oh
wonderful.
my God, dude. Like, oh, and she had like this hot oil and like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
my back, like I feel so good right now.
I know.
Holy.
I've never been able to like pop my neck before or anything, and I finally saw the chiropractor for the first time today. And when she when she popped my neck, the first time I honestly thought that I died. Not because of like it didn't hurt, it felt great, but like just the sound, it sounded just like in the movies, just I'm like, oh my god, I'm dead. I am dead. I died.
I love that. So after I had my first concussion, or no, second concussion, yeah, second concussion. Um, after I had my second concussion, it like made my spine go out of alignment, so
Oh
it would
shit.
give me like headaches all the time. And I what like the only thing that helped me was the chiropractor. So I went to a chiropractor and they put my spine back in line. And I love the chiropractor. I go every once in a while still, and like the chiropractor said, I was the first person he's like when I was younger, I was the first person he's ever had. When he would crack my back, I would laugh. I would like giggle when I was little. I'd like because I just thought it
That's
was
so
hilarious.
weird.
Um, but yeah. Um,
Fuck.
but yeah, I love the chiropractor, and I'm actually looking at joining a CrossFit gym, and the owner of the CrossFit gym is also a chiropractor. So, um, I'm hoping
Hold
that.
on. Work is calling me. Give me a second.
Tell work you got better things to do.
Fuck.
Tyler said like 5 minutes.
So last night there was a theft at work, and
Oh shit.
I do security surveillance, and one of the locations that we watched, I saw this guy like coming through the fence, like there was a hole in the fence, and he like ran through, and then he went to like a 2019 Grand Jeep Cherokee. Fuck, that's a tongue twister. And he stole the keys from the car.
Y'all
And
keep the keys in the car?
because there's we watch transport lots, so they keep the keys on the
I see.
tire. And so like this guy, I don't know how many keys he took, but fuck, I've been stressing out because we didn't find him, but we caught him before. Like we caught him in the act, but we didn't get the guy that did it. But I'm freaking out because work is like blowing me up right now.
Oh shit. Off topic, but I do have a burning desire to talk about. So, when did you guys make Facebook? Like a Facebook account?
I don't have Facebook.
Jordan?
When I was like 13, I don't know.
So, do you remember like when you were young how like liking different pages, like you would like what you were interested in, so you would like the page? You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
So now like all these pages are like either obsolete or like have rebranded into like stupid fucking pages. So like every time it's like the whole reason I don't like A going on Facebook is for like all the ads, but B like all these pages that I liked in the past, which is like hundreds, all post like clickbait or fucking like dumb memes or just all the above stupid posts, and I have to individually go through and like go to their page and then unlike them and then hope that nothing got fucked up and that shit doesn't pop up on my feed. So like every day I've been like devoting 15 or 20 minutes just scrolling through looking for like these shitty pages that I liked in my dark days and unliking them. I was curious if you had the same issue or am I just like totally on the spectrum right now?
No, I didn't. I don't. I guess I didn't like just a random, like a bunch of random pages when I was younger. So.
Fuck me, I guess. I've been thinking about deleting my Facebook though. It's just like I don't know.
Michael
I don't
just
even
said
know why.
Parker got all dressed up for this.
I didn't get dressed up. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
And Parker's just like, someone called me out. He was all excited, like wearing his favorite shirt.
I'm wearing a t-shirt. George is wearing a motherfucking zip up that I would dress up with.
This is just a. I normally I wear my button-up shirt, but I'm in my like t-shirt.
This is bullshit. I feel attacked. This is all right. You know what? I'm not responding. I'm not responding. I'm better. I'm better than this.
You know,
I'm better than this.
after we talk about Infinity War, I'm gonna link a like which Avenger are you, and we're all gonna take it and
Oh God.
we're
Oh,
gonna
hell
say
yeah.
which Avenger we are. And I have a feeling Parker's gonna be Bruce Banner because he's like this like just cool like relaxed guy until someone says something to him. He's like, "Fucking A, I'm being attacked." He just hulks out.
Triggered. Good God.
Or I could be like Star-Lord, and he gets a little triggered. He's normally a cool guy, pretty lax, but you know, there's a
Are you
scene where
mocking me?
he kind of fucks some shit up.
Are you one sandwich from being fat, Parker?
You know what? Let's have a fucking dance off, bitch. Right?
Parker's one sandwich from being fat.
I'm not. No. No comment. No comment to that. I'm happy with my body.
Stop body shaming, Jordan.
Oh,
Who does?
Hello? We
I
have
Oh
live-
my
friends.
God.
I'm alive.
hey,
I haven't died.
hey.
Alter, you made me go out and buy a webcam.
Tyler
with
has a
your money.
webcam.
It's my laptop
don't
is
see it.
tucked away with my school shit.
See, look at that.
You know what? I feel attacked again. I
As
was
you should.
comfortable. I was comfortable in my
Listen,
desk chair,
he's been after me with the webcam too. Don't worry, you're not the only one.
Many,
mother-
many.
This motherfucker Venmo'd me and told me to go to Walmart. He called my local Walmart to see if they had the webcam that we talked about and then sent me there to buy it. This guy. This fucking guy.
See, if I didn't,
On the bright side, my streams will have a webcam now, so here we
and
are.
if I didn't do that, I would have been the only one with a webcam. That would have been awkward.
So why didn't you tell me that from the start?
Because Ashleigh normally has a webcam, and then Tyler was 50-50.
Yo, you just didn't plan for the worst then. Do you feel
Facts.
attacked? Do you feel attacked? Do you feel triggered? Triggered?
Shut up, Bruce
I'm
Banner.
waiting for like some SUV like theme music going on. Dun dun.
All right, now that we got our fourth and final member for the day, for the night, evening,
Let's fucking get it.
we can jump right into our main event, and that is talking about Infinity War.
Yeet.
And I
It's
was trying to think of how we should start this off, and I couldn't think of a better way other than put yourself back into the theater Thanos is like the sun going down as he's gazing over that nice planet.
By the
wherever it
way,
was.
sorry to interrupt. We're like going all holds bars, anything goes, no spoilers. Because at this point, if you're watching this, you probably should like. Anything. Okay.
It's in the stream title. Spoilers. So.
Okay.
Let's get after it. I'm in the theater. I'm sitting in seat 16F right now. Popcorn on my left hand, Mr. Pibb on my right, Raisinets in between my legs, in my crotch, watching the film.
Got a
Raisinets.
little raisin.
Go for, dude. Have you never put Raisinets in your popcorn with a chocolate?
What about?
Holy
what do you have?
shit.
What do you have in your soda? What do you have for your soda?
I said Mr. Pibb. You
Oh,
weren't
sorry, I
listening.
didn't. Mr. Pibb, not Dr. Pepper.
Ew.
All right, go. Continue, Jordan. Continue. I apologize.
So the sun is setting as Thanos said in the movie. His dream is just to take his armor off and let the sun set. The screen goes black. What are your guys' first thoughts in 5 words or less?
The fuck.
That's let's think. Massive disappointment.
Oof. Oh, we got a hater.
What the fucking shit? Fuck.
Mac,
Just
mac,
happened.
maximizing your 5 words.
We're going 7. I can't
Um,
do it in 5 words or less. We're going 7.
Mine were
What's
also
his-
kind of like Ashleigh's, or like just honestly speechless. Like
I shouldn't say disappointment. I should say letdown.
Honestly,
Massive
first
letdown.
time First time I've ever cried in a Marvel movie ever.
You
Ever.
cried?
When fucking Spider-Man died and said,
Do you
"I don't want
know-
to go," I
you know
lost it.
That line was improv, huh?
Oh my god,
He wasn't supposed to say anything.
that makes it hurt even more. I'm gonna tear up right now thinking about it. Did you guys not cry?
No.
No, I didn't.
Alright.
I got emotional, but I'm like,
So massive
Oh
I just want to like jump away from this quick. Tyler, massive letdown. So you didn't like the movie?
No, I liked the movie.
Okay.
But my biggest gripe was that they spent all this time, and to their credit, they did show like, oh, how badass Thanos is. Oh, he's such this big massive killer. And then we get to the very end, and he has all the stones, and he snaps his fingers, and it's over. And I'm like, well, that kind of, I mean, I know that's exactly what he does, and that's in the comics. That's exactly what happens too. But it's like, okay, like it's over, I guess.
I mean,
my thing with that though is like you wanted the whole movie. That's what they talked about, and like that just shows like how powerful it was. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's because my like previous iteration of Marvel movies have been like every bad guy. There's like some giant sky laser beam, and there's like a giant fist fight with a bunch of, and there was that, but got all the stones, and that's it. I wanted him to use the gauntlet with all of the stones more than just what he did.
Yeah. To be fair, there is another movie coming.
Yeah.
And the gauntlet looks fried, but I don't think it's completely broken. So
I think we're getting Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
100%. 100%. Captain Marvel, the movie's coming out in March, I believe, and then she'll be in the next one.
So, as someone who's never read the comics, I only ever read Batman comics when I was growing up, and it was a very short stint because then I discovered RuneScape, and all my free time was taken up at that point. So, who is Captain Marvel, and what is their story?
So
she's a badass bitch.
To my because nobody. You're not the only one. Like I think 90% of the people who go see these movies have no idea what happens in the comics. So to my knowledge, when I saw that end credit scene, I'm like, they're gonna call Captain Marvel. I'm like, what power does she have? I'm like, like how is she gonna defeat? But according to what what I've read, she's apparently one of the strongest superheroes. Like the strongest, like up there with like vision powers, like beyond vision powers.
Yeah, she's super strong. Like I'm not an expert on her, but I know she's like super strong.
That's all I know.
One question I have is, are they going to incorporate Adam Warlock at all? Because like at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it was teased that Adam Warlock was going to be.
I mean, if the Infinity Gauntlet comics he's in it. I mean, there's two paths they could take. Either they have Nebula kill him, or they have Adam Warlock come and do it. There's really only two outcomes that they can take.
Because at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they have that after credit scene with the gold people where they created a new like superhuman, and what should we call her or it? Adam. So like it was. Well, obviously we don't know that it's Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I mean, and the movie comes out next year, so
we've seen them retcon, after credit scenes before, obviously with like Thanos grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet at the end of what was that, one of the Thors maybe. You see him like grab an Infinity
Wasn't that the end of the first Avengers?
Yeah, something. You see him
like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. So like, and then obviously in Infinity War we find out that he got an Infinity Gauntlet through big
the dwarf.
Yeah, his name's like can't remember what his name is, but
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I love the fact that
Big Peter Dinklage.
Big Peter Dinklage. I was gonna say like he's small but he's big.
I laughed my ass off when we saw him. My family and I, we were the only ones in the movie theaters like fucking dying with laughter, and nobody like understood. And at the end of the movie, the woman goes, "Hey, who is that dwarf guy that you guys were laughing at?"
Peter Dinklage, man.
Are you kidding me? Good God.
His name's Eitri.
There you go. I was gonna say Petrie, and I knew it wasn't, but
Petrie.
You're close.
Yeah. So I just want to, since this will fit nicely here, the opening scene. I loved that opening scene, where like the Thor or the Asgardian ship is like in ruins and like the distress signals going, and you get introduced to like more to Thanos and like the what are they the his like
The henchmen, I
yeah
guess.
they have a
So-
group
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
the Black Hand.
The Black Order, isn't
The
it?
Black Order, there. That sounds right. But like you get introduced to them, and that entire scene is just like amazing to me. I loved it. Like, and I have a lot to talk about for it.
Well, I think that what that does is because I think in every other, I mean, there's only two other ones to look at, but especially like in Marvel movies, it takes them so long to get to the villain and to show what he's capable of. Like in Age of Ultron, we didn't like it, you had to wait up until like the last half an hour to finally see what Ultron was capable of. And
Yeah.
so I think they did a good job here of showing you immediately, okay, this is the bad guy, this is who we're dealing with, this is what his powers are, this is what he does.
Yeah, and like that entire scene where it was just like the whole Hulk thing. Because if I might be mistaken, but I didn't see when Thanos and Hulk are like fighting in the beginning. I didn't see the purple Infinity Stone, the Power Stone. I didn't see it light up when they were fighting. So that just means Thanos completely used his own power, right?
Yeah.
And he went blow for blow with Hulk
which is pretty.
and knocked Hulk out. Like,
Yeah, well, because we know even without the stones, he's still incredibly powerful.
but like it's just like seeing that on like the screen,
Yeah.
seeing him knock Hulk completely out, not just like fight Hulk, but not beat him.
To the point to where he doesn't come out for the rest of the goddamn
And
movie.
I
And
have
was so upset.
Yeah, I have something else to say about that too. I feel like they kind of played the whole Hulk thing out too much. Like,
No, I think
I watched a video about that today, actually. Go ahead. Tyler.
I think I was gonna say I think if for people who watch all of the Marvel movies as they release, I think they're trying to build the Hulk's character because if you look at Ragnarok, he spent that entire fucking movie as the Hulk.
yeah,
And I think they do the opposite here to show that this isn't just like, you know, some crazy scientist getting angry
yeah,
and some big green guy comes. So they're trying to like build his characters to the point to where, okay, maybe he's like more relatable and he's like he has human elements. The Hulk has human elements to himself. He's not just like some massive piece of meat who goes around beating people up.
yeah.
I-
Like,
I agree
video.
with that all the way. I really like how you put that. And what I thought was interesting was that like I want to know why. And we're probably gonna find this out in the other movie, but he kept saying no, like no, he's not coming out. Or, like no, he doesn't want to show. Like what? Why? Like that's like the biggest question that I was left with at the end of the movie
was
was why? Why
embarrassed.
not?
So this theory video I watched today, in Thor Ragnarok, when he's just the Hulk, to Thor he said something like Earth hates Hulk, and then he was whisked away. He wanted to stay there. Like he was in a place where like people didn't scream and run from the Hulk, like they were like cheering him on and shit when he was throwing people around and just fucking everyone up. So then he goes back to Earth, essentially against his own will, and then Banner is trying to get him to fight for Earth again. And so like the theory was like Hulk doesn't want to do that because Hulk never wanted to leave like the battle planet or wherever that
Sakaar.
was. So so I thought that was kind of cool because like it made sense and went with it. And like granted, it was just like I don't know if you guys know the YouTube channel Looper. They did,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I watch all their shit. It's
so-
great.
yeah, that was one of the most recent ones because they did like why isn't the Hulk coming out? And they also talked about like in the comics, and Tony Stark beating him, and then in that suit, and then Bruce Banner being in the suit that beat the Hulk up. So then he wants the Hulk to come out, and the Hulk's in the fucking suit that kicked his ass last time him and Iron Man fought. So like, there's like a bunch of different things swirling around on like why the Hulk didn't want to come out. But I think those are like very valid points.
yeah, I was just hoping that like that at the end when like Bruce Banner's being like either when he got like piled on by those creatures, I don't remember what they're called, or at the end when he's fighting also don't remember his name, the guy with the axe or whatever you want to call that axe claw thing.
Yeah.
I was hoping like he would finally come out. Like they could have played it literally until like the last scene, and then Hulk was finally like, "Fine, fuck it." But like he just never came out, and I felt like that it just like went on like too like like the scenes where Bruce was trying to get him to come out just like went on too long for me. I don't know. And that's like one of my only gripes with the movie is like I was just like sick of like, yes, I understand he's not going to come out, just move on.
Give him to us. So wait, at the end, I forget, did Banner disappear away with everyone else, or is he still alive?
He's still alive. The original 6 is still alive.
So all the original Avengers are left, but all the new ones are gone.
Which, bring that up, I actually thought it was going to be the other way around going into it. I thought the original Avengers were going to all die, and it was going to be the new Avengers trying to...
I knew going into this that at least Captain America and Iron Man were going to live because Marvel contracts, they extend all the way until the next movie. So I didn't think... I also didn't think... Another point that we can discuss is I didn't think he was going to get all the stones in this movie. Because I didn't...
I had a feeling.
I thought it would have been like, oh, he's got, a couple of the stones and that the deaths were going to be less but more severe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought that the deaths would have been like Vision level of deaths, like actual deaths, not just like, oh, they're just dust people now.
Oh,
and
they're leaves.
And then I thought that maybe the last, like, he would have maybe only been missing 2 stones, and then that would have transferred in.
The only reason I thought he was going to get all the stones is because originally the movies were Infinity War Part 1 and 2, and they divided them into 2 technically separate movies, so I figured he was going to get all of them in this one, so the next one can be called, like, Infinity Blank. So I kind of felt like it, but yeah, I thought it was going to be the original 6 were going to be gone, and it was going to be the new Avengers that I would
honestly have preferred that.
I thought it was going to be the new Avengers grouping together to try to save the old ones, and they would come back in the next one. That's why their contract was still in the next one. Like, they would get back.
Yeah. Like, I sat there after, he snaps his fingers and the credits roll, and I'm like, well, they're not dead. Because I immediately knew. I'm like, you can't... First of all, Spider-Man's got a solo movie, so he's not dead.
Yeah.
Black Panther came out 3 months ago. He's not dead. Like, Nick Fury, not dead. Like, these these guys, the people aren't dead. So it's like, it's kind of like... I would have preferred it the other way around.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too. Like, I think it would be more believable if the original, like, Avenger team, like the OG team members, like, if they were the ones to die, and like they could have completely changed this shit. They could have had the Avengers die off completely, like wipe them all out. And then thus, like, the new generation of the Marvel characters, like Black Panther and Spider-Man and now Captain Marvel, like, them coming up into their own movie and in their own universe without the Avengers.
Also, Guardians, all the Guardians are gone too, except for Rocket.
And Groot's arm.
Yeah, because Groot's arm's on that big old axe.
And can Groot grow from that arm?
I don't think he has starfish powers.
I don't think so.
He grew from the twig they found after he blew up in the first Guardians movie, though. He grew from a little twig.
So popular.
He's going to be back just along with all the other people that disappeared, but could he grow from the arm?
Possibly.
Speaking of dead people, who do you think is not coming back? Like,
easy. So I think big characters that don't come back. Loki's gone, Vision's gone. I think Gamora stays permanently dead.
Actually, which I don't know I didn't research anymore. I did see a picture online that apparently Kevin Feige confirmed there is a soul dimension that all the people that got snapped away get transported to.
It's in the comics. And I don't know if you know, but Thanos actually visited that soul dimension.
Yeah, the water one.
Yeah, it was Twid and he's talking to young Gamora.
Yeah. And confirmed that Gamora is also in this dimension.
Well, anybody that gets killed by the Soul Stone gets sucked into the Soul Dimension, and in the comics, there's actually characters who escape the Soul Dimension and come back to reality.
So what I'm saying is that Gamora might be one of the big ones that are coming back. And
so,
no one's dead. I don't need to cry anymore. Yeah.
and
I don't think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay. And on top of that, I have this on my notes as Loki should have stayed quiet. I know Ashleigh's laughed at that. I feel Loki is the trickster god. I feel like is he dead for sure? Do we like?
No, he's not.
I think he is. I think you need to look at the characters that are expendable moving forward with what Marvel wants to do with their universe. Because if they're leaving behind what they have established already, then you have to get rid of the Iron Man and the Captain America and the Loki, and you have to get rid of that in order to move forward with characters like the Wasp and Ant-Man and Spider-Man and Black Panther, because you just don't have enough. You don't have enough time to release in a big enough universe to have all these people. So I think that big characters that are expendable need to go.
Like,
I think
agree
Gamora
with
is
you.
one of them.
I agree with you on that. Like, I would be okay with Loki being dead forever. I don't even think that his character is even that like important to any of the movies. But I mean, like, he's the trickster. But it's kind of getting a little tiring of, oh, he's dead. Oh my god, nope, he's alive. Like, it's getting tired. They're playing that way too much.
It just feels so like they robbed me of like a nice death of him being the trickster god, and his plan was to a dagger to the throat. Really, that was your plan?
Fuck it. Like,
Well, I think the characters that died by actual means are probably the ones that, like, Vision is 100% dead. We'll never see Vision again. Like, they ripped the thing out of his face.
Yeah.
Like, so he's gone. Characters that that actually died, not just like when that turned into like ashes. I think those characters are gone.
Yeah, which I was 100. I'm on the fence with Loki because being the trickster god, I feel like he had something, and I'm hoping because I really like Tom Hiddleston. He's really cool. I'm just hoping that there's some chance that he did something that made him survive.
Well, yeah, because he could also come back in 4 and then re-die.
Yeah, that's which is like okay.
He's the Kenny of Avengers, if you think about it.
Who killed who killed Loki this time?
Thanos.
But so, and I understand he even made the reference, Thanos, when he killed Loki, to him. The last time when he did that, he made reference to it. He said you're not coming back this time or something along those lines. So he made reference to his fake death last time. So, and it looked super real. So I already believe he's dead, but I'm hoping there might be a chance that he might come back and do something cool and then die again.
I mean, I don't have any connection to his character. Like, his character can go, his character can stay. Fuck, I don't care. Like, I don't even really know what he like.
But to be fair, before Thanos, Loki was by far the best villain.
And are you talking about just the Avengers movies or all of the Marvel universe?
He's considered as one of the best villains, if not the best.
I consider, because I would say Killmonger is a better villain than Loki.
I guess. Yes. Killmonger is. This was from all before Killmonger. Killmonger's up there too, but because all the other villains have been super one-dimensional, one movie gone, and he's been kind of continuing and he's gone from complete villain to anti-hero almost to where, and I don't know. I just I thought it was kind of a cheap way to kill someone that's been with the franchise and built the franchise, or helped build the franchise to what it is today, and he just got choked out. And I mean, and it also kind of plays to how powerful Thanos was, but it was just kind of sad to see. I don't know.
Yeah. I was really upset with their sad excuse for not including. First of all, Hawkeye's just fucked off somewhere. I don't know what he's doing.
He's with his family.
I'm so sick and tired of the events of Civil War gave him PTSD and now he's on house arrest. You lift the house arrest because the biggest threat in the entire world is about to literally kill a whole bunch of people. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp, I don't know what they're doing. I guess he's on house. Is he traumatized too? What about Wasp wasn't even in that movie?
He was on
house
arrest.
How could she be traumatized?
Are they gonna bring them into the next?
Oh, 100%. So it's gonna be the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie that's coming out in June, July.
Yeah.
Soon.
And then they're gonna be in the next one, 100%.
Also, where was Valkyrie?
Oh,
yeah.
I was really upset that she wasn't in the movie because I liked her a lot in Thor.
To be fair,
I was confused. Go ahead.
Thor did say half, even though it looked like all the Asgardians were dead, Thor did say half of them survived, so she was, I'm assuming, with the half that survived. I don't know where they were, because that ship got blown to fuck.
Yeah.
But he said half of them survived, so I'm sticking with my man Thor on this one.
Yeah. the rule of Marvel movies is if you don't see them die on screen, then they're still alive. So
And sometimes if you see them die on screen,
and
they're
sometimes
still
if you
alive.
see them die on screen, they'll still come back.
But I was confused during the trailer of Ant-Man and the Wasp because it didn't say by Marvel, it said like with Marvel, like someone else is directing it too. Or
That's
something.
not
It might have.
Fox or Sony, is it?
No.
I don't know, but it was. Hold on, let me just look real quick. Ant-Man and. But I like definitely read. It's like with Marvel. Hold on, here's the wiki.
All right, so while he's looking for this, just to bring up a sad thing that kind of looked over. Tyler brought it up a second ago a little bit. Heimdall died, and he is
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
one of the saddest
hard.
deaths for me in this movie because Heimdall was fucking awesome.
I am shocked that Heimdall made it this far.
Yeah, I thought
Because I don't know if you like have read any of like the stories previous to this movie coming out. Idris Elba absolutely hates making Marvel movies.
Really?
He hates it. He has nothing but bad things to say about shooting Marvel movies and shooting his role as Heimdall. I thought he would have been gone in the second Thor movie because of just how much he like does not care and does not like making Marvel movies. So,
but he does
Why?
like
Did it say
money.
why?
well, I think his reasoning is just like the creative process behind making it because like Idris Elba's been in like a whole bunch of like organic original. I mean, Dark Tower. Let's not talk about that because that's fucking terrible. But like, he's been in like a lot of original things, and I think for him to constantly like just be in like this factory of making a Marvel movie and just printing money is just kind of like because he had to be in there for 3 Thor movies, and
Avengers.
and the Avengers.
Or yeah. Oh yeah. So
He was in Ultron, I think. I don't think he was in the first one.
yeah, I don't know
But yeah,
for sure, but
from what because I don't Looper made a video about it, just discussing like he hates it. He never liked making them. So I thought like when I saw all this, I'm like, he's gone. Like same thing with when Ragnarok came out.
oh yeah, I thought he was dead. in
Natalie
Ragnarok.
when Natalie Portman's character, she absolutely hated making Marvel movies too, and like that she was gone. And I thought he would have followed the same. I mean, granted, their characters kind of hold like you can't really get rid of Idris Elba's character, but you can kind of get rid of Thor's girlfriend. She can like fuck off. But
the Bifrost keeper.
but from what I mean is like if they don't like it and they can just leave. I was expecting him to be gone.
Yeah. And I mean, I kind of understand that because I'm sure Marvel is like super strict. Like, I guarantee they're like, nope, you have to reshoot this. We want it this way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's super strict. But I, on the other hand, get to enjoy their pain. So,
Suffering, yeah.
but
Plus, he's making like a bunch of money. The dude can like suck it up, okay? Come on.
Jordan. So
go ahead.
you know how you brought up the fact that Thanos wasn't using the Power Stone when he was fighting Thor
Hulk.
or the Hulk. Sorry, my bad. Did he use the Soul Stone at all, other than the very last part when he used all the stones?
He mentions that like I'm assuming like he knows people like when I don't know. I guess
He used a Soul Stone to go talk to young Gamora.
there's that, and then like he knows Tony Stark, which I mean I don't know if that's because he has the stone or just because he's done his research, but
I don't think that the Soul Stone has the same like usable power that the other stone had. The other stones, like the Power Stone and the Reality Stone, are very clearly visible. Like the abilities that they have are you tangible, like you can see them. I think that the Soul Stone's power is more like not tangible in the sense that its power is just consuming souls, as opposed to like the Power Stone or like the Reality Stone or the Time Stone, even for that much.
Can Thanos like pretty much see all souls using it? Can he like?
I would assume so.
Yeah, that's so like that's where I was saying like when he talks to Tony, he said like I know who you are, so I don't know if he's like did his research beforehand or if he like because he has the soul stone now he like knows who he is. So but yeah, so
sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm texting Connor and he wanted me to mention this. Him and we talked about this. I don't really see it. I mean, I don't know. It's because the comics was different. But Connor brought up an interesting point saying, like, So the Soul Stone, you had to sacrifice a love or something
Something you
that you
love.
have
Something that you love to get it, yeah.
yeah, to get it. And then does that happen every time you use it? Because Connor
No.
said that the second love that he had was the glove having all that power and all the stones, and you know how it crushed, and saying like that was his second love and he had to give that up using the whole glove. But I think in the comics it was destroyed either way because of all the power
Yeah,
used
that's
at
what I feel
once.
like.
Or
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
I feel like
but
it's just like a battery. Like if you put a ton of energy through a battery, it'll like overload. So I feel like the gauntlet just got messed up because it like got overloaded with power.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to what
that's what I was-
Red Skull says, he like in order to obtain the Soul Stone, you have to like pay a large price. It's not in order to use the Soul Stone. So I feel like
Talk about that too. Holy shit, the fucking Red Skull showing up. Oh boy.
yeah, he's back.
That's
Woo!
like that's like hella throwback,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
And they in a Looper video they talked about that because like we hadn't seen him since
Captain America,
Captain
the first
America.
Avenger.
Yeah, Captain America. But that's like apparently in the comics or something he like was whisked away there and like that's where
I mean,
he's paying
in the
his
movie
price
too, he
for
fell
power.
into the like chasm or whatever that was because of the
'Cause
Tesseract.
I honestly don't even remember
Yeah,
Captain America.
he fell into like the
was-
chasm,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
into the darkness, like that, like was messing with the Tesseract and whatnot. And the Tesseract transported him to that planet to be the keeper of the Soul Stone.
But are you guys talking about the Red Hood?
Red Skull.
The Red Skull.
Red Skull. Yeah.
The guy from the Captain America.
Yeah, I just don't like Captain America, so I didn't watch any of the movies.
Um,
How about Captain America being the Human fucking Torch 10 years ago
Yeah,
And-
what happened
Yeah.
with that?
in Fantastic Four?
I mean, it's separate.
I loved him.
universes.
Loved him in that movie. By the way, loved him in that movie. I thought his character was great, and he played the prick perfectly. But now he plays like the patriotic, manly man, and it's like,
There was a
what the fuck?
Wait, that's
there was a I was say there's a picture that I saw floating around on social media after the movie was released, and it shows like Chris Evans Captain America like right after right after he gets like the injections and becomes Captain America, and then they show him like with the beard in Infinity War, and it's like from I'll have your daughter home at 9 to she calls me daddy too.
Oh god,
And
he
it's
is
like the
not attractive with that damn.
Like it's like the
Oh,
transformation.
He's sexy. Okay.
Oh god,
From
no,
one
he
man,
is
from a
not.
straight man to another straight man, that man is sexy.
No, I love men with beards, but as soon as I saw him, ugh.
so that
No, he
that's-
needs to
What was
shave it.
the line in the movie where he was like, "I see you're copying the beard thing"?
it
Who said
was
that?
he looked at Thor and Thor he was like, oh, he mentioned Thor about his haircut, and then Thor was like, oh, I see you're copying my beard.
That was I liked that line a lot.
But
I was a little bit upset that they never all got together. That's like I wanted to see that like big family reunion.
I'm pissed at the fact that the main fucking characters of like the original Avengers, they only had like 4 or 5 lines. Like Widow, she's not alone. Bruce, like just like, those were the only things that she said. And then even with Captain America, like he only had a few lines. The only person that had the biggest lines in the original Avengers was Tony.
and Thor.
And so that made me lead up to believe like all these bitches are gonna fucking die. Like
Well,
that's it.
to their credit, they have a lot of fucking characters to give screen
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Well, yeah, that's true.
Um,
too.
And you kind of have to give the characters that are the most relevant to your story. They have to. Black Widow fucking is useless in this universe. I'm sorry, but like she is.
She's
Like
just useless altogether.
like we have. It's been 10 years, and we still don't have her standalone movie, and she's like an original Avenger. So I feel like that just pulls away from the fact that no one like cares about her character at all. And so like and that's why it's like you're right. She says 4 words, but the rest of the movie goes to Tony Stark and Spider-Man and the Guardians and T'Challa and all those because they are the relevant characters who are going to. I mean, Iron Man's going to die, but they're the characters that are going to carry on the universe, and as a result, they have to be the ones that get the screen time. And Black Widow will just end up saying 4 sentences.
Yeah, and I actually saw someone like say something. Who was like, they were like, oh, this movie seems like a Iron Man or a Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, and like Iron Man movie. And
So it's like Guardians of the Galaxy featuring Thor and Iron Man.
but like to me, it was a Thanos movie. It wasn't like supposed to be like this was
Yeah,
a Thanos movie to me.
that's what I'm pretty sure Jordan, you and I were talking about this, saying like it shouldn't even be called the Avengers. It should just be called Thanos, like straight up just Thanos. Like or even like they could have easily made this movie into many different parts. Like they didn't have to say Avengers. Like it could have been just his movie alone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they did that with Ultron because they put his name in the title, and they didn't. I mean, they didn't. They didn't do it with the first one because there really wasn't a villain in the first one.
Or you could argue this is an Infinity Gauntlet movie, which would so that it would be or like in the title then. So like I don't think it was like meant to be any of like the specific Avengers movies. It was either a Thanos movie or an Infinity Gauntlet movie to me. Which that brings up another point with me is the only gripe I've heard about the movie. I asked someone and he said he hadn't seen it yet, but his parents had. His mom liked it and his dad didn't like it. And I asked why his dad didn't like it, and he said his dad said there was too much action. And I was like, well, yeah, it's Infinity War. So like I just thought that was funny. I was like, it's not Infinity Peace Talks, like it's war.
I can get that because, like, besides the Avengers movies and even the first two, they had a lot of explaining to do. Like the first third of the movie is just them sitting around talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like, oh, there's this thing that we have to take care of, and in Infinity War, it's like they kind of just skip all the narration, and they're just like, oh, here's the bad guy, and here's him killing a whole bunch of people, and the movie's off.
I guess it's like
Yeah.
they are looking to this as like a movie for the super fans. So
I mean, they had to live up to incredible expectations, and I think that with what they were able to do, regardless of like the gripes that, because I feel like those gripes are really small in the grand scheme of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that it held up to the bar that was set for it, because most times when the first Avengers was announced and then dropped, nobody had any like expectations of what it was supposed to be like. But now we expect a level of a level from Marvel so incredibly high that I was shocked that they were able to pull off all of the characters and that it wasn't confusing.
Yeah, when the first Avengers came out, we obviously, like you said, didn't know what to expect. So that's why it blew everyone's socks off. And
that's why Ultron sucked.
And then Ultron came out, and people are like, "This wasn't nearly as good." I still enjoyed Ultron, but people like expected something from Marvel that it would be hard to achieve, and I think with this movie they achieved everything I was expecting.
Yeah.
Dude, one thing I've noticed as Marvel movies have progressed is like the level of comedy throughout the film has also gone up because I think they've realized like.
I think that's just
people like movies in general. Well, like.
Well, yeah, because I was gonna say like that really started with the Guardians, and that also like and Deadpool was also a really I think that because even DC kind of starts, and DC is like a really emo, depression-filled universe. Yeah. And even they have like turned up the jokes a little bit, and I feel like people just want to see like funny movies, and they want to see movies that have like a lighter spirit to them.
You also have to remember who owns Marvel too, and look at their other movies. Disney. Look at the Star Wars movies. Even the Star Wars movies now have a lot more comedy than the old ones, and so I feel like that's just how Disney does their movies. So.
I think it's just people are liking this action, like mostly action, a little bit of comedy like movie now.
I think
like,
that
I personally I love the one-liners like in Ragnarok. Who was that? The Rock character.
Korg.
Australian. Dude, that guy's so fucking funny. Like
that was the director of the movie.
Yeah. Well,
really?
What is his name?
Shit,
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Holy shit! That was fucking hysterical. Like I was looking forward to the rest of the movie when he would turn up, and when he did, it was great. Like he said funny shit.
I've actually seen people say that their favorite jokes in the movie from Infinity War are the interactions between Thor and the Guardians, and more specifically Thor and fucking Rocket.
Star-Lord. Oh, Rocket.
Yeah, just calling him raccoon constantly, like.
I remember sitting in the theater and being like, "Holy shit, this is a great match!" Like when the second he was on the Guardian ship and they were like, and Chris Pratt was like imitating him, trying to act like a hard ass. Like I was like, "Holy shit, this is great!" Like this is like I would love a movie of just like these individuals together. Like that would be some funny shit.
I
Just
think
call
that,
it
yeah,
like Avengers the Chris trilogy or something like that, and have Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth.
So
I think they
Going like a
balance it really
vacation.
well though, because
Yeah,
you have like your OG. Because even like besides Thor, the rest of the Avengers are like super, not that in that light spirit. The rest of them, like Drax, had some great lines when interacting.
Why is
Drax-
Gamora?
I'll do you one. And then so like
better question for you guys: why is I remember specifically laughing at that line. Holy shit!
But that's just like I think like the way that the like I don't want to say the meta is the wrong word, but that's the word that I'm using because I can't think of a better one. But that's like the meta of what movies are right now, especially like like superhero movies. Is they want to be like more upbeat and they don't want to seem so serious because DC movies kind of suck because they're all like everyone's emo and it's all dark and it's raining all the time and
But
everyone
like,
hates each other.
Watchmen was so dark, but they still found moments to like.
Yeah.
Even though the situation, everything around is dark, like they found little moments to throw in like these funny one-liners that like you would get a laugh out of, and then it was right back into like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this world sucks. But it's like, I feel like maybe that's when, I mean, and then like how successful Deadpool was and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, like they started to realize, holy shit, like we're catering to a totally different audience now, and we're retaining the people that have been watching our movies since they came out. So it's like it's honestly like a win-win for people who started watching and people who are just now getting into like the Marvel movies.
All right, to bring up a specific scene, kind of like in the beginning where I said the opening scene was amazing to me. I want to talk about I think what is my favorite fight in the movie, and it's not the big fight in Wakanda. I think my favorite fight is the New York fight actually, just because like it just
That one was really cool.
it just like felt really smooth to me, and like just to see Doctor Strange and Ma kind of like fight for a little bit. Like I wanted to
fucking strong.
who
Like I
Ma
didn't
or
realize,
Doc?
no, Doctor Strange. I didn't realize how
He's the strongest
Yeah.
of all the Avengers we have right now, he's the strongest one.
Have
not to
you
go-
seen his movies?
Yeah,
He's also the
His
smartest
movie.
one.
The one that's on Netflix. I saw that one. I
the-
get it, but
The
like,
Doctor Strange movie, yeah.
yeah, that one like the movie just really brought light to my eyes. Like holy shit, like this.
But
is
like
bad.
I just wanted to see more of Ma and Doctor Strange like fighting one on one with their magic versus magic. It would have been so cool to see more. And obviously like they were going to, and then Ma did his like little thing where he like knocked Doctor Strange out, which was kind of annoying, but and then
Then he had the alien death.
yeah, and the cape was always a great character, or
Yeah.
great characters always. Or like
Without saying anything, the shit the cape does from time to time is funny. Like it's like movements, like you can tell it's like frantic or like acting sporadic. Like
or like
it's,
when
really well
when Tony was stretching on the cauldron of whatever it was called, the cape like slapped his hand down when he was like stretching his legs on that cauldron in the beginning, which I thought was great.
Well, because I don't think people who haven't seen the Doctor Strange standalone movie are gonna not understand and probably underestimate Strange's ability as a superhero, because I think a lot of people are just gonna go watch this movie who aren't like deeply invested in the universe and
Oh, yeah,
be like,
100%.
why did he give up the stone? He's supposed to hold the stone because Thanos got them all. It's like anybody who's seen the Doctor Strange movie knows that he's not dumb. Like Strange isn't an idiot. Like he knows what he's doing.
He saw every outcome, and the outcome that they won was one where he gave up the stone.
14 million outcomes.
14,605,000.
You got
And
it.
so I feel like people are just going to be like, because if you listen to what he said, it's like it's the only way. And even before he gets whisked away into a bunch of sand, he's like,
Yeah,
it was the only way.
yeah, but even before that, like before they go from when he originally gets the stone and Thanos disappears, he looks at Tony and says, "Now we're in the end game now."
Yeah.
So like it was
This
all
is
planned
endgame
from,
content, boys.
It was all planned from the beginning. Yeah, something that Destiny 2 does not have. They were in the end game.
They apologized.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
fuck
makes it
Activision.
okay. And then to talk a little bit about that, I guess another one of my gripes with it is, on the way to, after they aliened the Maw, um, Doctor Strange was like, how do we get out of here? Can you fly this? Could Doctor Strange not have just created a teleport thing?
I mean,
It's a movie.
What do you mean?
Like, Doctor Strange teleports everywhere.
he didn't have the time stone with him.
No, like he can create one of
He
his
can still teleport without
the time stone.
The time stone.
Yeah, he creates one of the circle windows and just goes through.
Maybe it was like, I don't know. Maybe it was like so beyond his ability or whatever.
I guess like they don't say it, but does that have a range? This was like one of my questions because like obviously Tony wanted to stay and fight, so that was like one of the big things. I guess they wanted to ambush Thanos, but that was just my thing. Like he was like, how do we get out of this? And I was just like, can you not just teleport home?
That scene leading up to that was funny when Tony was like, "You might be stronger, but the kid's seen more movies" or some shit like that. And I didn't even understand.
Yeah, it's like the kid's right. Kid's right. He's seen more movies.
I didn't even understand the movie reference, but like I've seen other films where like
You've never seen Alien? What?
not fully. I know, terrible, right?
Oh
Terrible.
my god.
Maybe I'll watch it. How about this? I'll watch it before next week. That's my promise to the podcast.
There you go. You know what? You're gonna write an essay about it. I love the Alien movies.
I'm out of college. I'm not writing any fucking essays unless I have to.
Due to Ashleigh by next week, and she's gonna grade that shit too.
At 11:59 p.m.
If that shit better be in MLA format,
with bibliography, citations,
double spaced, 12
I saw
font.
this funny shit on social media. This teacher made the students write like why they think they would be this a particular Marvel Avenger, and then they would have to submit like an application for a job with like a cover letter and all this shit. And this dude chose Groot, and so like for name it just said I am Groot, and then like for everything, and then in his 500-word essay it was just I am Groot over and over and over and over and over again. And like the caption on it was just like shooters know when to shoot or some shit like that. But I just thought that was so funny.
I really.
And awesome.
This is back to like the actual movie.
My bad.
No, that's totally fine. I just wanted to say where I'm going.
I loved it, Parker.
I really like during the original preview or whatever. It like put a lot of emphasis on get that man his shield or whatever with Captain America. I really wished.
You weren't even shield.
Yeah, I really wish it would have been like something better, and I hope he gets a better upgrade on it. I'm assuming he's going to in the next movie.
I like his new shit. I like those little fucking.
Yeah, I like it too.
They're
fucking cool.
They're cool.
It's Black Panther level shit, dude. It's Wakanda armor. That's badass.
I'm just saying I hope there's an upgrade. Like I'm fine with the double, but I'm just saying I hope there's some sort of upgrade because they just seemed
Jordan wants fucking Infinity Stones in this dude's fucking.
They just seemed
shield.
underwhelming compared to like the old one, I guess, to me. Like he'd actually be able to like throw it around and bounce off shit. I just hope he gets something.
He can't lose these unless he loses
He
his arm.
didn't
So
lose the other one. He didn't lose the other one. He left it because Tony said that's my dad's, and he said fine, take it. At the end of Civil War, which Ashley hasn't seen because she has said she doesn't like.
I mean, I've seen it. It's just I don't.
Okay.
It's not even a Captain America movie.
Yeah, that's an. Avenger.
Have you seen Winter Soldier?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. Those are actually two of the best.
It's Avengers 2.5.
Yeah. So that was one of my points. I just felt like Captain America's shield was a little bit underwhelming compared to what I thought it was going to be because they pointed it out in the trailer. They said get this man a shield. I honestly thought the Wakanda scene wasn't going to be the last scene in the movie. I thought it was going to be like the climax in the middle and then we're going to come down, but it was like climax and that's where it ends. But and I thought the Wakanda army was going to be
Well, because I mean the ending is going to be in the next movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
They peaked.
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
come down.
Yeah.
Part of me doesn't want a fucking happy ending.
I don't kill them
You know
all.
what I mean?
I want to
Yeah.
move on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, part of me's like, it's like if there's a second one, it's like expected that the good guy wins, and like part of me like, I don't fuck with that. Like, I want it to be real in a sense.
I mean,
'Cause,
some
like,
of the good guys are
characters
gonna
so
have to
much.
win, obviously, because like Thanos isn't gonna be just like the overlord of everything now. So some of the
No,
good
I
guys are
want-
gonna have to win, but some of the good guys are gonna die.
I want the same thing from this that I want from Game of Thrones. I want a shit ton of people to die, and I want Thanos to do so much. I mean, obviously he'll lose, but I want him to like bring a whole bunch of people down with him.
Maybe
You know?
maybe they're gonna go to the comic book route and Thanos retires and becomes a farmer. There is a comic
like-
book about that.
Yeah, and
As
we
much-
get a sick makeout scene with Lady.
Oh
Di.
God! Oh no! Like as much as I love the original Avengers, and like Robert Downey Jr. will always be
Yeah.
Tony Stark, and Chris Evans will always be Captain America. Get them like move on. Like I want new, interesting superheroes. Like I've seen this dude for 10 years. Like I'm over it.
Speaking-
That's why I said it would be good if they had the original.
Yeah, I
cast,
thought they were going to.
like pass away, and then like
You can
bring
say
in-
die, Ashley.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I'm still
They
broken
passed
up
away.
without Spider-Man. I mean,
Dude, and you told me you didn't fucking cry. That's bullshit.
I didn't
I know you
cry.
cried.
Okay,
I know you fucking cried, bro. I know
Mr.
you
Stark,
cried.
I don't feel so good.
I love Spider-Man.
Which-
Spider-Man is my favorite fucking
which-
superhero,
Same.
and you can ask everybody.
Connor
this.
said something about that a
Spider-Man,
little bit ago in the
My
chat.
name is Parker. How can I not like Spider-Man?
Connor said
But-
something about that in the chat, and I have that in my notes too about why his is
Yeah.
so much like worse than everyone else's.
So, and that's what I was gonna bring up. Is I love Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire is the OG. Tobey
No,
Maguire.
Tom Holland for
Drake
no.
Bell.
Tom Holland.
I grew up on fucking Tobey Maguire.
So did I,
love
but-
all the original. I love all the original films, but Tom Holland's a better Spider-Man by far.
Yep.
Agree.
But
It fits more. It fits more.
Also, take into
No.
account, I don't even think Tobey Maguire was a teenager.
No, he wasn't.
He
Oh,
was
I
like
thought
a.
he was 30.
He's 30 years old trying to
Tom
play a guy.
Holland isn't a teenager. Tom Holland's 22, 23.
No,
maybe?
he's.
He looks.
But he's a
14.
teenager. He's not like a 35-year-old dude trying to play a
Yeah, that's
19-year-old kid.
When he came out and oh, sorry, go ahead, Ash.
I
He's
was
21.
gonna say.
He's 21, by the way.
Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, he was,
I was close.
so he would have been like 20 when, or he was probably 19 when they were filming.
Yeah, he
The
was.
original
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
But going into that, like, you know, it was really hard to watch him, you know, and say like, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go, I don't want to die, but like, Connor brought this to my like,
Yeah,
you know,
spider
told
senses.
told me about this because of his fucking spider sense. Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knew he was dying, and like he felt it the most. Like, it hurt him the most than anybody else, and like,
Stop! Stop! Stop!
didn't
Stop!
even
Stop!
think
Stop!
of
Stop!
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
so,
gonna cry
like,
again.
Everyone else just
Fuck.
everyone else, the whole like disintegrating to dust was just like, what the fuck is this feeling? It feels weird. But
Mhm.
Spider-Man, his spider senses were like, we are dying, do something. So
oh
like,
my
so he had
God,
just
that-
like the I don't feel so good because he was spider senses throughout his entire body, and it wasn't coming from anywhere. It was coming from within. So it wasn't like something he could dodge. It was inside of him.
Yeah, and I didn't even think of that. And when he said that, because I don't have Facebook, and he said that he read it on Facebook, and
saw it
I
on the
about
video.
like, oh my God, he was telling me, and I was like clenching my chest. I'm like, damn, you know what? That right there makes me want to cry.
But
Oh
you
my
didn't
God.
cry.
I didn't.
Civil-
I'm not a sensitive person.
I would have
Civil
maybe
War.
shed a tear. Sorry, Parker. I would have maybe
that's
shed a tear if Iron Man would have died, but
Okay, I'll explain why I would have cried if he died. But Parker, you go.
Civil War like hyped me up on the new Spider-Man because I remember seeing the trailer and being like, "Holy shit, new Spider-Man!" And then when you finally like meet him in the movie, like I loved like the sarcasm. I loved like it just everything about what he brought into the character was really good. And so then seeing Homecoming and like I loved that movie too, just because like I love.
I love when he was
Like,
talking to
watched it.
Strange.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
like,
well,
oh, he's
I
like,
don't
oh, we're
know-
using our fake names.
I'm
That
Spider-Man.
shit was
I'm
so
Spider-Man
funny.
then.
That shit was so funny. But like in the comics, I was reading like he's like Tony Stark level IQ, like hella smart, and I wonder if like Strange knows that. But like seeing him die and just after like hyping him up for like the past 2 or 3 years, like that's what broke me because I loved him as that character.
oh
So,
yeah,
like,
his entrance.
I was like very empathetic.
His
towards
entrance
that
in this
Spider-Man.
movie was great. Not where he was on like the bus, but where he stopped the big X in the park and he's just like, "Hey, Mr. Stark, are you okay?"
Yeah,
Like
that's-
he just like grabs it. The guy was like, "The fuck?"
he's so strong.
he's
and
so
smart,
he's so like
so
happy good
smart.
lucky. He's just happy
So
good
smart.
lucky about everything.
Because I'm pretty sure in the comics he doesn't shoot webs. Like he makes his own.
Oh yeah, that's
thing.
what it is in the movies.
Yeah, no, I get, but like in the original Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire, he just shot it out of his
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
because they didn't want to go into all that. So that's why I like this Spider-Man better. Because even though I don't read the comics, like I like that they stay true to them for the most part. Like I respect that a lot. Because they fuck up movies that are books and comics all the time.
Yo,
Oh,
those fucking Spidey legs are pretty cool coming out his back.
yeah.
Oh my
That
god, yeah.
was
The Spider-Man
fucking
suit's cool.
amazing.
But bringing up that, since I brought up the original scene where Spider-Man stopped the axe hook thing, I thought it was really cool that Tony Stark kept the phone on him, the cell phone. Like it's been 2 years now since the end of Civil War, and he still has that flip phone just on him. It's not like he leaves it in his desk. So like to me, that's like him saying like every day he thinks like maybe I'll call him today, but he doesn't. But I just thought it was a cool nod, like that he didn't have to go get the phone; he just had it.
I liked when he was like, "What do you say, kid? You want to be an Avenger?" And Spider-Man's just like,
I loved when he did like the knighthood to him. He goes,
Yeah.
"Cool, you're an Avenger now." Oh wait,
He's like-
well, because Jordan, you brought this up, and like I have been thinking about this, and I even wrote it down on my phone. If
Why are you
Tony
writing on your
Stark-
phone? You should just type.
What?
"Don't
Get
judge
it?
her."
Get it? The joke?
Judge
Because you
her.
don't write with a pencil on your phone, you type.
Gotcha.
It's a dad joke.
He needs to look like a dad first. So,
Jordan's the father of kittens.
He's
yeah.
laying down right here.
He's the granddaddy. That would be
Yeah.
weird if he was a father of kids. Anyways, like I would have bawled my fucking eyes out if they had Tony die and like they dropped more hints or like more foreshadowing of like Pepper being pregnant. Like I would have fucking bawled my eyes
Actually-
out and if he started like fading away. But I have a theory on the next movie. He's gonna go back to Earth and like he's gonna rummage through his house and he's gonna see a pregnancy test like in a pile of like dust, and I am going to
Oh,
fucking cry
fuck
if that
my
happens.
life.
I know,
Fucking
I've been
hell.
thinking about that ever since I saw the movie. I'm like, oh my god, this sucks.
Well, that's interesting then, because do you think that because they don't have to kill his character. They could just kill Iron Man. They don't have
Yeah.
to they don't have to kill Tony
He
Stark.
can
They just have
he
to
can
kill Iron
retire
Man.
like Clint.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying is, do you think then that it leaves the opportunity then for him to just hang up the armor
I
as
feel
opposed
like-
to just getting killed?
I feel like some of them are going to hang up the armor and maybe make cameos, like just short cameos.
I just want to make a comment saying that this suit in this movie was by far my favorite that he's ever had.
Spider-Man or
Do you
Iron
know
Man?
Both.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they both are
god.
badass.
Yeah, I actually
was
have that
fucking
written down as well.
awesome.
Stark's new suit is like so like legit, which I mean, he could
He has it on him 24/7.
he
How
puts it
cool is
he
that?
puts it in the middle of his chest, which I think they talked about a little bit in the park in the beginning. Like,
Mhm.
why do you have this here? Because he feels secure with the ear. But he could literally put it anywhere. Like he could put it like parts of it like behind his ears and like little bits, and then like some in like a wristwatch. Like he could
Mhm.
do such cool things with it.
I don't know, man. I miss like the badass suiting up scenes in like Iron
Oh,
Man
that's-
2.
they're-
The suitcase one in Iron Man 2, when he, like, slides it to him.
That is fire, dude. That's,
That's
so cool.
Or like the
There's
one
like-
where he's falling off
go.
the building and then it catches him.
Yeah. Like there's something it's really cool to like see all this bunch of like nanotech
Oh, yeah.
come out of his chest, but like damn, nothing's gonna ever beat that scene where he's in Monaco and they like Happy slides him the briefcase and he like just
Where
it,
was
like,
Happy?
un-
Did Happy die?
he's probably on house arrest.
Fuck him.
He's probably traumatized.
Oh fuck, what was I gonna say?
And along with that cool suit with Stark, is I thought it was a really cool interaction where when Thanos was beating the fuck out of Tony, you actually like saw the nanobots like go up from his leg to like replenish the ones on his face. Like he was running out of nanotech, so it was like replenishing it from other parts of his body that weren't in imminent danger. I thought that
I
was
didn't
really
notice
cool.
that, but that's cool.
How do you think his suit would be if he had the Wakanda shit? Fuck, what is it called?
Vibranium.
Vibranium.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, what is the potential of him making a suit out
It
of
would be the Black Panther suit.
To go with that though, apparently we're
Other
still
than
only like fourth or halfway through like all the suits he had in the comics. Like nanotech is like
Oh yeah, we're not even close.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like So to go with that, like maybe next movie, like we have the vibranium nanotech suit. And
Yeah,
like, it's
we'll
even
never
more
get through
badass.
all
So it's
those
like,
if he retires
oh
in the next
no,
movie.
hell no.
I mean, technically, we still can get because my theory is that he doesn't die, but he retires, and Shuri takes his spot
Oh yeah.
because T'Challa's sister.
Black Panther's sister.
Because at least in the comics,
Shuri.
I believe it's like a young girl who takes over the role of Iron Man. So I think that we'll see those iteration of suits, but not necessarily with Tony Stark in them.
Yeah, so
That'd
like
be
he could
cool.
retire and then like someone could take over the mantle. Like it was like theorized that Bucky would become the new Captain
he is.
America.
He already is. He already is Captain America. Fucking Chris Evans, fucking out the window now.
And so then like if there's a new Captain America, he could like hang up the suit and then like just like be a reference for the person.
I don't know. I also feel like they have to actually kill those characters in order to get rid of them and move on, because then they'll always have like that. Oh, Iron Man's still around. It's like, well, he is, but so I feel like part of me wants them just to kill it and just get rid of it. Other half of me like, no, keep it. I like it.
Tyler, I'll send you a picture on Messenger that I just sent to them as well.
Oh my god, my heart.
It was a picture I saw on Facebook.
Can you pull it up on stream? Or no?
I probably can. Give me a second.
Did you guys hear about when Groot faded away? His final words before he died was "Dad," which like made Groot's death like, all no Dad, not Dab, but like
no,
when
I said Dad.
oh I thought you said Dab.
Damn.
Dab. No, like so when he so like that made his death kind of almost as sad as this.
But yeah, so I'll pull it up on the stream in a second. But yeah, I thought that picture was like super. And here's another one I thought was funny. But I'll pull those both up on the stream. Moving on. Oh, this is something I wrote down. That this entire movie only happened because like
Holy shit! I gotta.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Can I show the fucking stream this shit? Holy fuck!
This entire movie only happened because like a line of mistakes with like a bunch of things like.
How do I say this?
Just like thinking of a few, like the whole not destroying the Mind Stone earlier. Like they did it anyway, but they did it where Thanos saw it so he could rewind time. And like Loki taking the Tesseract from Asgard. Like there's just a line of mistakes that caused Thanos to be able to like complete his goal, which I thought was interesting.
So, I feel like a lot of people who maybe didn't know too much about Infinity War going in would have thought that when they had him pinned down before Star-Lord like kind of fucked it all up essentially, like that was when the Avengers were gonna win. Like it happens in every movie, you know what I mean? Because like even though I knew some shit was gonna go down, like I thought they had him there, and then like
that would have been a slap in the face ending.
Right?
Here's how we kill Thanos. Let's take his glove off. But again, maybe everyone's like, oh, but maybe Star-Lord was supposed to freak out because it's the only way. Yeah. Maybe if he doesn't freak out there, they all die anyway, or they all get killed by Thanos. Maybe he has to freak out about Gamora's death.
All right.
I don't want to theory craft too much because then it just makes me anticipate the next movie too much.
Conspiracy.
So I want to fucking forget about it and then have the next movie come out and then be like, oh great, the next movie. Like if I spend too much time thinking about it, I'm just gonna be pissed that the next movie isn't out yet.
I mean, we'll have to wait a year. Think of this: we'll probably see the next Avengers before we'll see Game of Thrones.
All right.
The truth in that hurts so bad.
I've been rewatching season 7 again.
All right, I got the pictures on stream quick. This is the picture that they were sad about Tony Stark and Spider-Man in the first Homecoming.
I don't feel so good. I just love all the memes it's inspired.
Yeah, but in like the first Homecoming, he says, "And if you die, I feel like that's on me." And then the picture of him with his hand like at the end. I thought that was pertinent. And then this is the picture they laughed at. The whole like, yeah, it's great.
My girlfriend has not seen Infinity War, but read the fucking synopsis.
Oh
right?
my lord!
Listen, because she just doesn't want to see it, but still sends me memes about Infinity War. So like, I'm open to talk about it with her, but I can't like go too in depth because like she hasn't seen it and she's gonna be like, oh, I don't remember that part. I didn't read about that part or whatever. But she sends me memes, so like I get that at least out of the relationship. So that's
And
great.
Captain America's entry in this movie, I have this written down, was actually super awesome. That whole like where you like to see the train passing by and Vision's like injured and Scarlet was like alone and the train's passing by and then the Avengers and theme music starts playing and just like I like those little goosebumps that you get when something like that happens.
Tell you what, there's gonna be a lot of fucking fan fiction written about Vision and Wanda now.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yikes.
So
Lord.
I don't remember. Like, I don't remember.
Brace
in the
yourselves, Reddit.
comics- I don't remember in the comics them getting together. So like
In
when
the-
I
in-
saw them in
yeah.
the movie, like I fucking double fisted in the air and I go, I should
In
be
the-
too
I
happy
think-
because some shit's gonna happen.
I think in the comics it gets way more intimate than it ever did in the movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ooh, nice.
Which is why I said you're gonna have all these people go like Reddit's just gonna be a fucking full of it now because everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna write about it.
Rule 34 plus.
Oh god, no.
Infinity War.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
I have to stay off that now.
So then, talking about entrances as well, and this is way later in the movie, Thor's entrance in the Wakanda fight was so awesome.
I love how Wakanda's been like the secret nation for so many years and they've been thriving and they open up their borders and within like fucking 2 months it's like, oh, we're all gonna die.
Like,
Because Thanos is here. Leslie West, like, I told you not to do it because this is what was gonna happen. You got a bunch of white people coming over to our fucking city now.
and
They're all
some
gonna
purple
kill
people.
us. And some purple guy with a big fucking golden hand.
But like that whole. Also, they like filled the gap with Heimdall dying in the Bifrost now with the Stormbreaker, which
Stormbreaker.
yeah, with Stormbreaker being able to access the Bifrost. But that new hammer is just awesome.
Oh, man.
I
Have
don't
any of you
don't like
guys
it.
been playing God of War?
No.
No, I don't own a PlayStation.
Damn it! Oh my god. Okay, never mind.
Am I the only one that hates the hammer?
I like the
fucking
hammer.
love the hammer. Or the.
No, because
Are you talking about
all
the
of-
axe or the?
the axe thing that Groot cuts his
Oh
arm
my
off.
God, the axe
What don't you
is
like about
so
it?
fucking
Because they spent like all of the Thor movies leading up to Ragnarok was like the hammer was there only to help him wield his power. And then in Ragnarok, I'm like, finally I get to see Thor at his full potential, like with no weapon, just running around, fucking lightning going everywhere. And it's like, okay, well now I'm back to the guy with the big hammer again. It's like I
guess.
I feel like I want to see like a Thor I want to see him run around like the Emperor with his lightning hands and just like zap everybody. I don't want to see him like
I
with
guess-
this big weapon.
I guess
What does his dad say? You're the god of. What are you?
You're the god of thunder, not the god of hammers. Like
Yeah.
Okay, come on. But I mean, like, that's still fucking bad.
but like I feel like
it's
Ragnarok
it's badass, yeah. But, like,
Ragnarok helped him like realize that he has the ability to do these other things, so he's gonna use this enhance. Not he won't be just throw the hammer anymore. Like Thor has gone from one of my least favorite Avengers to like maybe my favorite Avenger now over Iron Man. It's like Iron Man and Thor like even because like he's so badass now. It's just he's this by far this like strongest Avenger along with Doctor Strange.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Thor was really low on my list, but after this movie, he is by far, like, he is probably one of my favorite characters now, honestly. Like, he was so badass in that movie, and he had a very, like, a lot of comic reliefs, and it was, I don't know, I thought it was perfect. I love his new axe. I think it makes his character build.
I think it's cool. I just want to see like an overpowered Thor like running around with a bunch of lightning coming out of his
and
body.
like, but like do you think Thor's gonna make it through the next movie?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
Because Thor is already in talks with Marvel that he wants to do a fourth standalone Thor movie.
Thor, not Chris Evans. Thor is, or not
Yeah,
Chris Evans. Chris
like,
Hemsworth. Not
Chris Hemsworth is really interested in making another Thor movie after Ragnarok.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know what they would do, but
I mean, they have like a lot of stuff still, like the whole
they have a lot of
Odin Force stuff. Like Thor can
Yeah.
get even stronger than he is now. Like Odin Force is like ridiculously strong. Like it was like theorized would Odin be stronger than Thanos if he was using the Odin Force, and it was like I'm interested to see what they do with that for like.
I just feel like you can't have part of the old Avengers left with the new Avengers. I feel like you need to get rid of all of the old ones and then bring on the new ones. Like you can't have I mean, I'm really sad that Black Widow's probably gonna live. Like, just get her, like, make her go away. Because
And
we still
then-
have to see her standalone movie, so she's gonna have to live that long at least.
Is there for sure a standalone movie coming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's for sure a standalone movie. When it's being released, nobody knows because they keep firing and rehiring writers and directors.
Oh, nice. And then like that kind of going back to Thor brings like one of my last gripes I guess I have up is how long it took Thor Thor to get to the like final fight with like Thanos at the end. Granted, he probably didn't have a communicator like the rest of them because you know Captain America said like everyone on me. Thor probably didn't have one because he had just arrived from space
Listen,
and
man,
Sakaar and
the
Asgard.
dude's like standing in the middle of a fucking planet solar beam. Give him a break. Dude's gotta like stand within the power of a sun to make his big old hammer.
But like he's like flying around killing those like drop ships and like Thanos comes and like the only reason he wasn't there sooner was so like Thanos could like walk through everyone and get the Mind Stone. So like it just took him so long to get there. And obviously they need to do it for another movie. It just like that felt forced to me that it took him so long. Like if he would have been there 5 minutes earlier, Thanos would have died and not gotten the last like
Also, can we get Thor with one eye back, please?
He looked so badass with one eye. I'm sorry, like I was
Yeah.
so upset when Rocket
Rocket.
gave him that eye. I'm like,
Also-
dude, come
Also,
on.
Rocket's just walking around with an eyeball in his pocket. Thor's like, yeah,
I mean-
give me that.
Rocket probably has like a ton of limbs. Like he likes collecting. Come on.
Yeah, but I like Thor. Like
I'm not
the end of Thor Ragnarok, he was like the most badass he's ever been.
I'm not saying that I don't like him with one eye. I'm just saying like, and I liked the little interaction with like he just like sticks it in. He's like Rocket's like you should probably have watched that. I was only able to sneak it out in my and like and then
So the thing that I thought was like really fucking dumb about that whole thing, they didn't do anything about like first person view of Thor's eye, like what he was seeing. Like none of that. Are you kidding me? Like you missed a great opportunity of like what the eye can actually do. And they didn't add anything of that,
I guess we're just to assume it's like a regular person eye.
yeah.
I guess.
You think it gave him like mega vision, like extra vision, or
you
like
can like see through walls
Well,
now.
I didn't know if it was like some like
Heat
computer
heat vision.
chip shit or whatnot.
he gets
Like,
like a Thor eye or like a Superman eyeball where he could just like shoot laser beams out of his face.
One thing I feel like this movie could have been like 2 parts plus the next one because like there was so much stuff I just wanted more and there's like so much stuff they like I feel like they left out with like what is the Guardians of the Galaxy planet in the first movie Novacor
first? Oh, I know the planet that you're talking. Novacor is like the security force
yeah
of that planet.
or yeah like the people I just like and they mentioned that Thanos attacked the place and like took the Power Stone, but I wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see Thanos attack Xandar.
Xandar, yeah. I
Oh.
mean, there's only. I'm surprised that they were able to fit in as many Infinity Stone possession scenes as they did, considering there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I can get like, okay, you just kind of have to assume that he did something and he got the stone because we saw all of them except that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just wish the person that likes like fighting it like I do. I just wanted to see him assault this planet. Like, I wanted to see him assault a planet other than Earth because it would have just been cool to see him like assault this planet and like wipe it out. Like, I don't know. And
I thought that his like, because he also assaulted Wakanda, but like his fight scene on Titan was also really like one of the better ones because we also like Mantis died too, which was really sad because like assuming that they had it. I mean, I know it's not what Doctor Strange envisioned, but they almost had him there for a second, which shows that even without like the rest of them, they're able to almost at least get his glove off. I don't know what that would mean, like if he's all of a sudden useless.
he would
but,
still be able
like-
to put up a fight, but they could have flown his glove away, or Doctor Strange could have teleported it away, and then
Yeah.
it would have been just like straight up Thanos versus these guys. And like if like the Avengers plus Hulk could probably beat Thanos without the gauntlet, like Because I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason I feel like the only reason Thanos was able to beat the Hulk in a fight was because he was just like a better mechanical fighter than Hulk. Like he was like using MMA
Yeah,
shit compared to just
I
like Hulk smash.
I kind of agree because Hulk is more rage and Thanos is more tactical, I guess. But that and then also like you have to take into consideration. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, wasn't Thanos bigger than the Hulk? Because I mean Thanos is supposed to be a Titan. He's supposed to be this
Thanos
godly
is
ass fucking
bigger.
figure.
Thanos is actually only supposed to be like 6'7". I looked it up a couple of days ago.
Really?
Yeah, like he was bigger in
How
the
tall
movie,
is Hulk?
but like he's only supposed to be like 6'7".
Hmm.
Okay.
In the movie, I'm sure he's
I
bigger, but
cannot hear you at
I
all.
played volleyball with guys that are taller than that, by the way.
that's funny. But I mean, they're not like Thanos' size.
No, you're right.
Um,
Obviously, no
Yeah,
humans.
Thanos is only 6'7".
How tall is Hulk then?
well, no,
Uh,
Thanos was 6'7" in the comics. I'm pretty sure. Like movie
Yeah.
Thanos is
Okay,
probably
okay.
taller. But like yeah, Thanos is still super strong. So even without the gauntlet, he can put up a fight. But I just don't feel like he would be able to beat like all the Avengers together without the gauntlet. Um, we might see that in the next movie. Maybe the gauntlet is totally fried to where like they're gonna have to like have Eitri make a new one or something like that to bring the rest of the people back, or like go to Asgard in the ruins and find the gauntlet in the vault or
well,
something.
Asgard doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if there was like if that like just completely wiped it out or if there's like runes like even after
Well,
like
even according to Korg, the foundation is gone. You cannot rebuild that. He's like, as long as the foundation is there, we can rebuild. Well, that's not possible anymore because the giant like flaming skeleton guy with the big old sword just blew it up.
yeah like but I don't know if there's still runes like
Yeah.
like and maybe
Well, also that Infinity Gauntlet was fake anyway.
What do you mean?
You know the one that they had in Asgard?
where was the real one then?
Thanos has it.
No, because Thanos has the remade one.
No, they don't have the real one. So the one that they have in Asgard is fake. Don't you remember in Ragnarok when what's his face's sister, when Thor's sister comes
Hela.
to Asgard? Yeah, when Hela comes to Asgard and she goes in the trophy room and she's like, "Oh, it's fake," and she knocks it off the stand.
Oh, yeah. So the real one's out there somewhere then, because Thanos didn't have the real one.
Here, let me see if I can.
Yeah, I remember that now that you say it, I remember that happening. I haven't seen Ragnarok since I saw it in the movie, the theater. So like I'm just wondering where the actual Infinity Gauntlet is then, because Eitri made one, but there was something in the universe that could harness the power before the one that Eitri made.
Yes, because all I know is that the one that Odin has in Asgard is fake.
Yeah, so where is the actual one? And is it fake to where it can't harness them, or is it fake to where Thanos had
No,
Eitri
like
make another one?
It's plastic fake.
What? So
You don't remember the scene?
Oh, I remember the scene.
I don't. So which movie are you guys?
Ragnarok.
Here, I'll link you the
Yeah.
video.
Do that for me.
I won't watch it on stream, obviously, but
Yeah, I'll just put it in the.
I remember.
So it's right there.
So like the real gauntlets are there somewhere. So like if that one's fried, they're gonna have to either have another one made to bring people back, or find the real one. So
I still think that this is the only gauntlet that we'll see, but that we somehow, whether it be through Nebula, whether it be through the introduction of Adam Warlock, we somehow will. So one of them will revert time to the point to where it's pre. Everybody goes to dust.
so
It's just a question of, because I don't know. I don't know if they're. I really don't know if Adam Warlock isn't going to be in Avengers 4, because I don't think that Avengers 4 will necessarily be the end of like this Thanos. Because I don't think that Thanos will die at the end of this movie either.
I don't think he'll. I think they're gonna make more than 2 movies. Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that they're going to make like Thanos is going to be in Avengers 5.
And I'm sorry. I just watched that video clip. Wasn't that just? It's a fake just because it's like talking about the history of what's going on, of like
What do you mean?
Because like now I remember, like, I don't want to say it was like a museum, but it was like a history.
It was a vault of all of the treasures that Odin had acquired over his time of being king of Asgard.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
And so he's like, "Oh, look, I got the gauntlet." It's like, just kidding. It's not real. It's fake. So that's what, because everybody had the same thought process that Jordan did. Is like, "Oh my God, the gauntlet's in Asgard."
Well,
And
that
it
was
then
that was
if
and
the
you-
then and
if
then
you
they're like,
look
"Oh,
at
just
the
kidding. It's fake."
video, if you look at the video, it seems like it has one of the stones inside. It has like 1, 2, 3 stones.
Yeah. So it's all. Yeah. It has the which it has actually all of the stones.
Does it? I can't see.
It's got the time stone, the power stone, the soul stone.
Okay, I see now. Yeah.
So it's that obviously cannot be true because we don't even like Strange has got the time stone right there and like the power. So
Right.
it's so that one's the fake. I don't know where the real one is. I know that that's a massive plot hole within the MCU because they never actually discuss where the real gauntlet is. But I know that the one that he has is a replica of the real one, and the one that Odin had is a fake one.
yeah. So
But I don't think that. So I don't think Adam Warlock comes out because I think Adam Warlock makes his debut in Guardians 3. So I don't think he comes up in the next Avengers because they only have a year, and this movie shoots this year, and we would have heard rumors or leaks or something about him being in the movie. So I don't think that Thanos dies in this movie either. Maybe the outcome of this of the next Avengers is like the sad ending that you want of like everybody dies.
But so yeah, I just am interested. I guess now I'm interested because I didn't remember about that scene where she pushes over. I guess assumed that one was the real one. It got destroyed or whatever. So now I'm interested to see like what they do with like where is the real gauntlet.
Yeah.
I guess if they even ever bring that up.
Let's just say that Josh Brolin's really raking in all this bad guy money
Oh yeah,
between Deadpool and this.
and he really liked playing Thanos from the interviews that I've seen of him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess he's like one of the people that likes to work in the MCU.
Shocking that you can actually enjoy it.
That
I
exists.
mean, yeah, I guess all in all I liked it. I was just a little bit upset with the way that it built up this massive Thanos is so bad. Look at the gauntlet. Look at the gauntlet. Everyone's dead in 2 minutes and the movie's over. And I'm just sitting there like, well, okay. Guess I gotta wait till next year. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it lived up to expectations, and it's gonna make them a shitload of money. So I guess that's all that matters.
All right, in the last 2 hours,
Wait. I'm sorry. Can we bring up one more topic?
Sure.
So
Ashleigh's drunk as fuck.
I am. So when Thanos was being held down by all the Avengers,
Well, it's really
well,
Mantis.
not even the Avengers, which also brings into mind that Iron Man is stuck on that planet alone.
Titan.
he's with
Yeah.
Raccoon and Nebula. Nebula knows how to fly a lot of ships.
Trash panda.
I thought he was the only one there.
Mm-mm.
No Rocket's there.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Raccoon.
Anyways, so when they were taking like
And Nebula.
when they were holding him down and trying to take the gauntlet off, why the fuck didn't they just kill him right there? That's my biggest question. Like, they could have fucking blasted him in the face. They could have slit his throat. They could have done anything. Fucking punch him.
Because
Also,
I don't think that they don't have a method to kill him that's instant. Like you need like some sort of insta kill dart bullshit because if what we saw from like if you hit him you wake him from the spell that Mantis has him under. So if you can't hit him because he'll wake up, the only other way then is to like wiggle off that glove, I guess.
Wiggle off the glove and then stab him in the throat.
I don't know, but did you guys know that Chris Pratt is getting like death notes, like death threats from like his character punching Thanos? Like this is really happening. Like he is getting shit through emails and like on social media, like saying how he's a piece of shit, and I'm like, that's his character.
That's a bunch of anger, a bunch of
Yeah.
angry neckbeards. Also, it's a movie.
Talk
Chill
to-
out.
Talk to Kevin Feige, not Chris Pratt.
I know, and I feel like that's really like, I don't understand how like people view famous people, like especially with movies like the Avengers, like Chris Pratt. Everybody just sees him as the Star-Lord, so anything that the Star-Lord does, they automatically relate that to Chris Pratt, and that's
No,
just
Chris Pratt is Andy
fucking
Dwyer. He will never be
sucks.
anybody else except for Andy Dwyer.
I love you. I love you right now. Thank you so much for making that reference.
I didn't know his name, but I know what the reference is.
I have a coworker named Nick at my office, and he has Shroot Farms T-shirt. I fucking love it.
I don't see Star-Lord. I see a fucking fat office worker.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just getting really upset. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the cast list for the next movie, and we see a whole bunch of people. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but we see a whole bunch of like, we'll finally get to see everybody like Ant-Man and the Wasp and things like that back. Apparently, Happy's back too. He's not under house arrest anymore.
Yay, happy. All right, so in the last like 5 minutes, I linked in the Discord a which Avengers are you test, and I want
God.
Did you guys do the if you also go to did Thanos kill.me, you can see if you were killed or if you were spared.
Jordan, where did you send that at?
It's in the Discord.
In the Discord.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh, I was
like-
spared by Thanos, guys.
What the fuck? I'm Maria Hill. Maria Hill. Who the fuck is Maria Hill?
She's
Really
the one that
stroked all over that name.
She's the one. She's the one that dies with Nick Fury at the end.
She's the fucking Shield agent.
Yeah, the badass shield agent.
That's bullshit. I wanted Star Lord. I'm a fucking chick.
What the fuck? Mariah Hill?
Whoa.
I like how
Whoa,
that is-
Parker.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Thanks,
No.
bro.
sorry, Ashley. Yeah, I saw this go in a different way. I'll be honest. I'm a little upset, but
At himself.
this quiz is 100% correct, and nothing's wrong with it. So I'm clearly wrong.
I'm finding it hard to read right now. Maybe the last one done.
She's on question 3.
I just finished question 4, actually.
Oh my god. Yikes.
This is great podcast content.
What? We're finding
So-
out. We're finding out who we are.
My biggest character flaw. I don't have one. Hello.
Your pride.
Yeah, there it is.
Someone who's fucking prideful is would say something like that.
Mhm.
I'm on 10. I got 5.
I'm on
more to
8.
go. I hope I'm somebody badass. I don't want to be some. I don't want to be like a.
You don't want to
Nebula.
be Mariah Hill.
Mari, Mar, Marie, Mar, Mar,
Are you drunk? Like, what's...
No, man. I just go stupid sometimes. Like it's a.
Which Pixar movie?
I did Wally.
How many Blu-rays? I don't own a single DVD. I guess that rules out Star-Lord for me, huh? Dude,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. Did
retro
any of
shit.
you guys watch the anime Cowboy Bebop?
I thought you were gonna say Naruto, and I was gonna be like, "Fuck yeah."
I don't watch any
No,
anime.
I don't
so-
watch Cowboy Bebop.
What the fuck? Okay, you have
Is
so
that
much homework
It's
to
like
do.
action, right? That's like heavy action.
Yeah.
Hey! I got Iron Man.
Same.
Fuck
Iron
yourself.
Man?
Fuck
am as well.
yourself.
Tyler and I are both Iron Man. We control like a body part.
So I'm like an egotistical rich guy.
Hell yeah.
I'm taking this shit again. Hold on.
That sounds about right, except for the rich guy part.
He's gonna like
I'm-
make sure he doesn't select the same answers. Still gets Mariah Hill. It just knows.
Oh god, excuse me.
Nice, Ashley.
All right, Ashley. All we need is yours. We already know who Parker
I
and.
know, I'm so sorry.
and
I'm on question 11.
Words are hard. I can't read.
all right. So
we have 2 Iron Mans, a Mariah Hill.
and that's
Fuck
going
you, retake.
that's gonna stay no matter what Parker gets as his second. So
Fucking Incredibles all the way, bitches.
I said Cars because I'm a fucking.
I said Wally. No, I said Monsters Inc.
What fucking Pixar movie would Star-Lord connect with?
See, you're trying.
Yeah,
trying to
you're
be
playing the
Star-Lord.
system. I feel like that's something Mariah Hill would do.
I feel like questions or like quizzes like this, like especially personality
Thor.
quizzes,
I got
like
Thor.
you need somebody else to take them for you because like you're biased and you're gonna be like, oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
am this, I am that. Like you need somebody else to take the quiz for you.
You're a bold, take-charge leader with an eye for adventure and a
No,
knack
no,
for getting into
no,
trouble.
no,
That
no.
is not me at all. That is
You're-
not me at all.
Hey, I mean, they are right with Thor with AI.
All right, what do you guys think I got?
What the fuck?
What? It said in the description. It said with an eye, like he only has one eye.
I don't know what like the possible characters are. I guess that anybody goes.
I think
Yeah,
it's
if I
just
got
the original
Maria
Avengers.
Hill.
Well, original Avengers.
Well, he got Mariah Hill, so
Yeah, from like
Maria.
the
Original?
Mariah.
Black Widow.
characters from the original Avengers. I'm assuming it is. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that
Ashley
you got Black
Ashley
Widow.
got Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon.
Oh my god, no, I didn't.
Did you get Black Widow?
Who'd you get?
No, I got Nick Fury.
Hey, we got Nick Fury and
Ashley's your
Mariah Hill.
boss.
Yeah,
we
Ashley's your
switch?
boss.
Can we switch?
No, you're Mariah Hill, and I think we're gonna just close it out on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with Ashley. What was the movie to you? 1 to 10.
Wait, before we close this, before we put the podcast at the end, I want to ask you guys, what did you think about the visuals of the movie?
The what?
The visuals.
Oh, visuals. Yeah, the visuals are good.
CGI. Beautiful.
Okay, so I had to remind myself, like, holy shit, that's not really a raccoon talking, or oh my god, that's not a fucking tree moving. Like,
Were you
I
also
had to-
drunk when you watched the movie?
No, but I mean, like, it was so surreal to me. But then, like, the one, I was so upset about this. The moment where you can tell everything was CGI was when fucking Captain Marvel and Black Panther were running and then they jumped and I go, that was the shittiest CGI I have ever fucking seen.
I didn't realize Captain Marvel was in this one other than her symbol. Sorry.
Or
Captain
man,
America.
I'm done.
It's all right.
Hey, before Ashley puts her liquor away, rate the movie 1 to 10.
Okay, I say a 7.
Parker's upset.
Mariah Hill's
I
upset.
say 7. I say 7.
I would all. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right there.
So
I'm
Tyler,
going 8.59.
Oh my god.
like 8.59, like 5.9 or 8.529.
8.5 to 9.
Okay.
Jordan.
Oh, 8.5 to another. Okay.
Totally
7,
sober.
7 all the way.
I'll give it a. Yeah, I'd agree with Parker. 8.5.
You guys are some fucking critics, man.
I'd say 8.5.
I would
to
give
9.
it. I would give it an 8 all the way up until the end, and then I would give it like a 6 or a 7.
So you gotta like average it out.
No Marvel movie ever made
So
me
a
cry
7.
until Infinity War, so that it's up there.
All right,
that's all I
so
gotta say about that.
we're going to end the podcast there. Thanks for coming out and watching. If you watch this post on YouTube, thank you that as well. Yeah, thanks.
Don't forget to like,
Bye.
favorite, and subscribe.
Sell out.